Woof! Welcome to Tuesday night with Two Dogs Digs. And it's time for a Baggie Wall toy haul. There might be one or two things that aren't on the toy area, but a Baggie Wall toy haul. Let me get my other lovely little banner at da-da. Da-da-da. Baggie Wall. Anyway, happy Tuesday, everyone. Hope you have taken advantage, if you're in Canada, of the free shipping Tuesday. And if not, you still have a few hours to sell something and get the free shipping and use it. If not, you can always use it, like some people pointed out. If you got a gift for a friend or a family member, just put it in a box, get it ready, buy the postage now. Now, according to what I read, they had to be shipped in 5 days, but other people said, no, you can, as long as it's printed within the 5 days, you can ship it up to Christmas even. So, but I personally wouldn't risk that. But today so hopefully you'll take advantage of that. Otherwise, you're going to take advantage of the two of us today. Yay!
Hello.
How come I'm closer, you're further apart now. You're up a little, you're down a little. Near far.
I thought we organized this beforehand.
I thought we did, but that's a little better. Down, there. There we go. Hello, everyone.
There we go. I'll work with
Welcome.
that.
And yes, the reason I sort of also mentioned that was Kendra said thanks for the video. If you haven't seen it, it's in our craft group, the facebook.com/groups/Canadian resellers. And you'll see it there. Hey, Janet. Donna's here. Carl. Kathy's here. Charmaine. And hey, Lisa's back from her trip. Lisa Wallace. Heather and Bob. And let's see. Sherilyn's here. Elisa is here. Susan's here. Brian. Mr. Greg. Hello, Greg. Who else have we got in here? Yeah, we're waiting on the COVID boosters here. Dawn. Hi, Dawn. Let's see. Michael. Hydrant. Howdy. Diana. Jennifer, I don't think I said that. Kevin. Yay, Greg used one for to the Yukon today. That's a good free shipping. The Yukon is a really good free shipping. Hey, Candace. And Brian actually messaged me because he used his first time using it. He had something that sold on eBay. It was a $10 item that sold on eBay that the shipping was $20 for. So he actually gets to keep the $20. And he got to use the free shipping for that. Hello, Arada. And Susie. Let's see, Marianne, Michael. Hello, everybody. Thanks for popping in. So today, what we're going to do is we're going to go through a Baggie Wall toy haul per se. Just a bunch of things that I grab from the toy wall. And I'm going to actually start out with the first thing. I'm going to have Rick hold this up because he's actually got to check afterwards the batteries on this. And I've talked about these before. They're relatively easy to spot. And I know I'm going to say that Witchy, don't answer because you know this right off the top of your head. I know that. But Rick is going to show you the first thing I found on the Baggie Wall. If he actually holds it into the camera, so that you can
I'm showing you the price.
Oh, there we go. Does anybody know what these are? It's an electronic toy. Pixel Chicks with multiple S's. That's exactly what it is. Hey, Adrian's back. Yay!
Hello, Adrian.
He became a new member. It has disappeared. This has happened a few times. Yes, that's actually what it is. This is a Pixel Chicks. And this is a really fun thing. So we're going to open up. It was $3.99. I find these, if I'm lucky, I find them about once every 3 or so months. Sometimes I found a couple of them.
Here's what it looks like out of the
bag. Shot of what it is outside. Now, the blue piece, it's actually a little house. The blue piece actually flips up. You're completely off camera.
Sorry.
So the blue piece flips up, and actually, Rick's going to put in batteries, but it's a little pixelated girl that runs across the screen, goes up to her bedroom, you feed her, all sorts of little fun things that they do. Now, the interesting thing about Pixel Chicks, if you do have a chance to ever find those, is, hold on a second, where is my link up here? Where's my eBay link? Pixel Chicks have been selling really well because it's that time of when things actually, the people who played with these initially are now like looking at the big time. And here, I don't know if this is it. I'm just showing you right. The first thing I looked up, take a look. This is exactly what Rick just showed you. And it's listed for $79 and somebody else has it in their cart already. But the most important thing, look at some of these prices on this. $270 for that one. And again, we'll go down to here to solds because it's important to look at solds. This is only the last 90 days of solds. 80, 65. That's really good if somebody got all 6 of those for $69. 40. So you can see these are surprisingly $250. Somebody found one of these still in the package for $250. So, Bowen had that one as a kid. So yeah, it's a really fun little thing to find, and Rick is actually going to try right now to see if he can get it working. So that's the challenge in a baggie wall. Sometimes you find something and you got to take a guess, and you got to take a little bit of a risk. And so that's what I did on that one thing. I was like, oh, for $3.99, I got to risk that. It's just a tiny thing. And as I always say, nowadays it's like if it's less than a latte, it's got to be butter. Now it's almost like if it's less than a donut. Because, like, my God, the prices have gone up on everything. Kendra, her girls had these, but they were long ago donated to the thrift store. Same with Kevin. But now you have to look for them again. Not for your girls, but for you to flip. Because they are amazing things to flip. Let me see what else I've picked up in here recently. Now, this is something that I have to show you. Because this was in the housewares and toy and baggie here, and I picked this up. Now this was how it's $2.99, and this is what I saw sitting in there. I'm looking at this, and I saw, well, isn't that cute in the toy section? Firehouse undies. Come on, baby, light my fire. And I have, and then a puzzle and another little puzzle. But frankly, I'm more interested in what the Firehouse undies are. In the toy section. So let's see what I ended up picking up for. Oh, they're sealed still. Ooh. I guess thank God, isn't it? I'm glad they're still sealed because who would actually want unsealed ones? Oh, they're vintage too. Look, Pipe Dream. Always on the cutting edge. Pipe Dream is from 1997. These are, oh my God. Goodness gracious, great balls of fire. This is the fire hose undies. Now you can be a hero without all that boring training. You don't even need a hydrant. All you need is, oh my God, a hunk of burning wood and these fire hose undies. I had no idea this is what I'd be getting. What does it say there? Caution under pressure. That was worth $3 for me just to show you.
What are you buying? Jeez.
I didn't know what it was. It was in the toy section, and it was between this lovely classic favorite puzzle and this other beautiful little puzzle from Puzzle Bug that is some lovely roses and a hunk of burning wood. So sometimes I wonder whether these are actually packaged. It was in between them too. So you kind of know that the person who put the package together, did they look closely at it? Did they do this on purpose? Did they put it back here? That's all you could see. Firehouse undies. So
who's the manager? Is it BB? You'll have to talk to BB the next time you're in.
I will actually. I'll talk to you. I'm gonna say, look what I got in the toy section. Here's something better maybe better than I got in the toy section that I had to, not quite as good as the statue. Fire in the hole. That gives Josh a new perspective. What's peeking out of his coat? I didn't even look at what's it. Well, that's the fire hose. That's just in case you're wondering. That's his actual fire hose. I guess that's what the undies are like. Here's something else that I found, and I'm not actually sure if it's worth a lot of money, but I think the thing that interested me about it was what it looked like. So this is what it was. It was hanging on the toilet wall, and it was from the first looks. I actually looked at it and said, "Oh, okay. It is." No, I am not going to be a firefighter for Halloween. I will. I did dress up today. I put on my Chewbacca outfit, the one that I got at Brimfield. I don't look like Chewbacca. I look like a giant Wookiee. Ewok, a giant Ewok instead of Rick actually has a picture. He'll probably put it up some point. He didn't get it ready for today. He did film me though. I danced around outside our house and cars drove by. Nobody
was looking. No,
nobody. A giant 6'3" Ewok and dancing, and nobody looked at me. I even tried doing like the hot to go. I was spelling that out and everything, and I was like the. So this is $3.99. But what I liked about this was when I saw it was the inlay. So I thought that's kind of nice. Now I couldn't, no matter what I tried to do, open it up. I tried pushing and pushing and pushing. I couldn't open it up. But my assumption is it is obviously Domino's. So I'm going to open this up and see. Once I got this home, I kind of looked a little closer and I'm like, maybe it's not the best made Domino's in the world. It's just sort of like someone just said, I'm just going to draw some holes and how many I got? Nines? I'm at nines. And I'm not sure if they look any better inside, but actually the inside ones don't look that bad. So again, the thing I liked about it was the inlay. Kind of reminded me of like mid-century modern Frank Lloyd Wright kind of stuff. There's blanks in there. I guess this side now I'm looking at it's a little more crooked than the top is. The top slides in, but not. But that sticks out the end. So, oh well. There's tomorrow's latte. Guess I won't be getting any money for that. So I've got some undies and some Domino's, but I did find something else. And I know there are drunk Domino's. That's what I'll sell them as. I should sell them as drunk Domino's. They are the wonkies. Wonkies, yeah. There's no name, but this is something that I know that Carl, I know at least knows this, and I've told people about this before, but this was another baggie that I found, and we've actually sold these things quite a lot. I don't know if anybody will recognize these. I've shown these before too. These weird little figures. Now, some people immediately think that they're Pokemon figures. They're not Pokemon figures. And there's actually a little trash can pack there. Throw or wait. It's the wrong game. Does anybody recognize? Show the underpants again. Bob just got that. Okay, sorry, Bob. Hold on a second. We'll get back to this. Here you go, Bob. This is Great Balls of Fire. The goodness gracious Great Balls of Fire fire hose undies. And there's nothing under his thing other than tape. No, they're not. Good guess. No, not Vinylmation. These are called not Vinylmation, not Garbage Kids, not Ghetto Kids. These are called Crazy Bones. Crazy Bones. They're by a company called Go-Go. And they look an awful lot like, there are all sorts of different things. Moose, yep, they got it. Lisa said it. It's like, there's all these different figures. Now, they are hugely popular. Now, let me just see. Rick, can you look up Crazy Bones for me on eBay?
I can try that.
There's all sorts of different series of these that are available. And they come in different sizes, too. There's also things that are in the same world, but I'll show you a little bit of difference because I got a bunch of these, too, a couple of weeks ago. This is Crazy Bones. It's hard. This little thing is a trash can, and it's called the trash pack. But the trash packs are soft little things. Oops. And I got a huge batch of those at a garage sale. What did I pay for that thing at the garage sale, Rick? I think $10.
$10. We had
Big, huge box of them,
everything.
and we've sold probably $100 worth of these already. So again, some of these can actually be individually can be like
the search money. I'm doing isn't very practical.
Well, even if you just look up Crazy Bones.
This is Crazy Bones. So
don't look up flip from the other side around.
9 cartons. So if I go down to some things that are not lots.
Are you spelling bones with an S or a Z?
An S.
It's a Z.
Okay.
Well, it could be both, but I got something I can show people now if we add this me to the stage. This is some of the lots that have sold in the last 90 days, and maybe it is under the S. All right, can we change that to an S and see if that works? And there are 750 lots of these that have sold in the past. Sometimes it's a big, like, look at that, even that, 123 sold for $45. But you can look up, and there's some that are really special. Look at $17 for that one, $5.99 for that. Didn't I just show you that guy? I think I even showed you that specific guy almost, like on one of the things I was holding up. I don't know. That's the one thing that's a bit of a challenge of these, is sometimes you can be looking at who knows how many. If you want to sell them singly, so let me just go to my fun thing, which is the highest price solds. Take a look at this. There's something that people will maybe recognize a little bit better. Sometimes you will actually see these kind of boxes or this kind of packaging for them. And there is websites that are dedicated to Crazy Bones that talk about all the different series that are available. That's sold for $500, just so everybody knows. And it's by Moose, which is a Canadian company. Look at that. The Alien side singles available, $200 for a random lot of 1,100. But I find these quite often. In fact,
actually, I remember when we first started going to that liquidation place.
Yeah,
you got a case of them on card.
Yes,
and it took forever to sell. They weren't as hot 20 years ago.
No, but now those people are actually, I mean, again, I'm just showing you some of the stuff. There's $73 for 40 of those Dragon Ball Z. There's one guy who sold for $70. But the interesting thing is sometimes you find something else. Like this was something I found one day at a different one. This is a package of Go-Go's Crazy Bones. And it was this whole package for $9 or $2.99. But look, there was also this one, which was another package for $2.99. And this is what they were. They were Crazy Bones. There they are, $2.99. This whole pack of Crazy Bones. And this whole package of Crazy Bones. So there's about 10 in each package. And the 10 of these that are in each package are for a single Crazy Bone. And it was a promotional one. In fact, you can see right on the outside of the package that it actually says, where on here? Not for resale. Well, the interesting thing was, I found one bag. I found another bag. And you know my saying, what do I always say? If there's one on the wall or if there's two on the wall, it's probably not all. It wasn't all. I don't have the picture of what I bought, but I ended up buying, I think it was a total of 35 baggies for $2.99 a piece. And that day, they actually happened to be a senior day. So I got my 30% off. So basically, I paid $2 a bag or 20 cents a package. Now, somebody might say, why would you spend like 50, 60, 70 bucks on something like that? Well, here's the reason, because I happened to look them up. And this is what I found when I looked them up when I was at the store. One yellow one, $14.44. One pair, $40. And another pair for $70. For just one of each of these packages. So you know that I had to go and grab every single package that they had. Now the funny thing was, they're all in, right? This was the day before I skipped the other thing, the Pop Funkos. This was like a week or two. Yeah, this is a real start the car. And then I walked away, and then I went back, and as I went back just to go, I looked at every single peg rack. As I got back there was a girl standing there holding a package of each of these and talking to her two friends about them. And I was like, and she was like, I don't know. What do you think? What do you think? These are interesting. These are weird. And then they walked away and put them back on the rack. And I grabbed everyone that they had there. No, I didn't grab any out of any kid's hands. Now, if you think, isn't this great? I could sell these for $70. Well, I tried. Believe me, I tried and tried to sell them. I've had these for this. I've had this about 2.5 months. I've tried selling them for that. I am not getting that. But what I did do was a couple of things. I found a Facebook group specifically for Crazy Bones. And I actually listed them in the Facebook group for Crazy Bone. Let me just see if I can show you this page, if I got it there. So I actually built a listing in the Facebook group. And I tried selling them there for like 25 a piece, didn't get any bites. So I decided, you know what? I got a bunch of these. What did I tell you I bought? 35 bags with about 10 in each bag. That's like 300 of these things that I have. Well, I did manage to sell within a week. I sold, one guy bought 4 sets of these at $10 a piece. So I got $80 US for 4 sets of these. And as recently as last month, I sold a set for $50 Canadian on Etsy. So the two things alone are $150, $130 in sales. And that $130 in sales was on like a $45, $50 investment. And now I just got all of these left. Now I have them on eBay now for $10. I'm seeing if I can get rid of them. They may take a long time. I don't know what I'm going to do with them. But it's just something I had to show you with that. If there's one on the wall, it's probably not all. That was one of the things that, and a lot of people would have looked at this and gone, what the heck's a Crazy Bone? Why would I buy one thing inside a package? And the nice thing was they actually packaged them with the one guy loose. So they opened up a package so you could actually see what was in the package, which is smart of the Value Village. But there's a little card in there too.
Yeah, we actually have them listed on eBay for $50.
Oh, do I have them listed on eBay? Okay. Yep. Yeah, I've got them on Etsy too. Oh, that's me on eBay. So I could put them in bags for trick-or-treaters. I hadn't thought about that. I might do that. That's a good idea. I might wait a year beforehand, but I'll try and see. What I'll do is I'll take them. What I will do, though, is on the Facebook groups, and I have a tendency to find this, I actually will take my listing off of the Facebook group, and then I will repost it back onto the Facebook group just because of that. And then I'll post it onto a vintage wall thing. And hopefully some people will look up. They will check the 90 days. They will see $70 sales for a pair, and they'll go, wait, I can buy a pair of them for $20? And they'll go, yay. Now Value Village would just stop stapling the bag shut. Yeah, oh yeah. Oh, that drives me crazy. Next thing I'm going to show you is something else that I bought that is, and I took this out of the bag because I wanted to try this. This was just a weird thing. This was inside a baggie. And this was, I saw this, and it was, this is what I saw. It was a sneakoscope, and it was from the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, and it was $3.99. And what, I've never heard of this thing. Seeing this thing, I've never heard of it before. What a sneakoscope was. I actually had to go, I guess I gotta figure out what this sneakoscope is. And we did put the battery in this already. So a sneakoscope is supposedly something used in Harry Potter when you're trying to figure out if someone is telling the truth or evil or something like that. And it's actually kind of strange because the sneakoscope in Harry Potter, if you look at the Harry Potter Wikipedia pages and things like that, it says it's supposed to whistle as well as light up. Well, all this one does is it lights up, but it's got a spinner on the bottom that you have to sort of run along really hard on a table. Then when you stand it up, the ball, this will spin around and that will light up and down. But they're actually quite rare from what I found. They were actually sold in 2012. So that's all it does, and then it falls over. This one has a couple of scuffs on it, which is okay, but I couldn't tell that inside the box. But for what was cost me $3.99 in a box that I found at works is something that looks like, haven't seen anybody with these inside the box, but I think we found them listed for or selling for like between $45 to $75.
Yep.
So look, there's 85 different prices. So it's just the box on this is what got me. If I just saw that top, I probably wouldn't have bought it, because there's actually nothing on the top itself that told me what it was. I mean, it just says Sneakoscope, but I wouldn't have looked that up. I wouldn't have thought this has got anything to do with Harry Potter. It actually is. You know what, Carl? It is kind of boring, because it's just like,
it's a gyroscope.
And then spin. That's all it does.
But it took me quite a while to wind it up enough to get it to stand upright.
So, but again, for $3.99, not bad find on the Baggie wall. So the reason I'm pointing this out is because it's looking for something that has something like that. So if you ever see anything that's Universal Studios, Wizarding World of Harry Potter, Walt Disney World, Disney Parks, especially if it says Disney Parks, Disney Tokyo, anything like that, even Six Flags or things like that, keep an eye out for them and take a good look at them, because there's things that are exclusive to the parks that aren't available anywhere else. That's actually really funky. It does, you know what? It does. It's very Lost and Spacey. Kind of. So, next thing that I picked up, another toy thing. We have a tendency to pick these up whenever we can see them, and it's because some things can sell really well on their own. Now, this is going to take a little time to look up everything, and that's the challenge when you do a Baggie wall haul. You actually, I know that. It's just different places, I was telling people. I know that. Did I say it was at Disney World?
No, you said look for things that are branded.
Yeah, look for things like Harry Potter or Universal Studio or Disney World or Disney Parks. Not look for Universal. You won't find that.
The very rare Harry Potter Disney World.
I know my theme parks. I've been to them enough times. This is actually, again, something I pick up whenever I see it. And sometimes you can find this actually a lot. I'm pretty lucky when you do find them. And this was a Baggie filled with vintage doll toys. So the interesting thing about this is that depending upon the types of toys, you may end up finding these things from, in this case, this was $4.99. Now, what you have to end up doing, though, then is then you have to break open the Baggie and then look at every single piece to see if you can figure out who made it and where it's made. So underneath this particular one, there is a little stamp on it that says this one is Rexall. I think it says Rexall on the bottom of that. Here is somebody outside for Doug. This one is Reliable Canada. That one is Reliable on the back of that one. This is got no marks on it at all. So again, I'd have to do a little bit looking up on it, but sometimes you'll find these things, a little sewing machine table. Isn't that cute? Sometimes you'll find these things that are made by, oh, that's another Reliable one. Sometimes you'll find little babies in there too. Ew, sticky baby. Yeah, sticky baby. Irwin makes them. There's also other companies that do make them. And what you may find in this case, unfortunately, some of them, this is like, oh, this is good, isn't this great, is that? Oh, crap. The wheels on the other side don't go round and round because they've been broken off. So,
yeah, sometimes their brand is called Renwall.
Renwall, yeah.
Renwall is the one that I'm most familiar with.
This is actually strange. This is Cheerio. Made in Canada, Cheerio. I've never even heard of Cheerio. The nice thing is I may have a few pieces here that are from different places. that I can look at. And I put them into, usually what I try and do is I put them into lots. And sometimes with the ones that are sort of a mix-worthy stuff, I just put them up for auction. And something like this, I would probably break this into at least 3 or 4 or 5 different lots, probably starting at around $10. But I would look those pieces up because you never know. You might find that little sewing machine, because it's made by Reliable Canada, is a really hard thing to find, and people may really want that. I'm trying to think. There might be a way for it to break it. Why don't I just break it? I'm trying to see if it goes down. It probably does, but I just can't figure out how to do it. So again, keep your eyes open for that. And again, you can take a look at the bottom. Yeah, sticky babies. And see if there's anything that is worth really good money. So a lot of this looks like it's Reliable Canada, so it'll be an interesting thing to take a look at. Then, besides Reliable, we actually see some things like this. Wood or plastic doll furniture. I actually have a tendency to pick up plastic doll furniture more often than I ever pick up the wood furniture. That's a question. And the reason that I try to pick up the plastic doll furniture is because a lot of the wood stuff, I don't find has a lot of maker marks on them. They usually have little, like, if anything, it's like a little gold Hong Kong sticker. And unless it's really well made, I haven't seen a lot of that coming to the thrifts. I have seen that at estate sales, and I do buy some of that there, as well as like little miniature, any miniature dollhouse kind of thing. So miniature collectors are huge in terms of what they buy. So it's something to keep your eyes open for.
No, I did try the batteries in this, just as an aside.
There we go. What?
It doesn't work.
No?
No. Now, the batteries had exploded inside, so I might need to clean the contacts with some vinegar. We'll try again.
Again, it'd be worth a try, and if we get it working, I'll show you guys in the craft group about it. This is something that sometimes you find in places. Now, and I'm going to show you a couple of different things about this. These are vintage these are My Little Ponies. But they're not all vintage My Little Ponies. So this is how you're going to end up looking at stuff when you look at that sort of. So you got this baggie in here. Now, I knew immediately when I was looking at these. Oh, thanks, Joe. Glad you can use it. Donna says you love the Hong Kong plastics. Now, Hong Kong plastics are good. Why the Hong Kong ones? I just find that they can sell. Again, plastics a lot of times have a brand manufacturer on there. Carl may sing the My Little Pony song once in a while. So here's the thing. I want you to keep your eyes.
Brony?
Carl's a brony. When you look at things like this, I'm going to tell you right off the bat. I can say this is a new pony or newer pony. This one is an older pony. This one is a newer pony. Now, how am I telling that? Well, let me show you. I'm going to open this baggie right up. And I'm going to show you the difference between an old pony and a new pony. So if you looked at these two things, you would say, okay, they're My Little Ponies. They're old My Little Ponies. They're vintage My Little Ponies. Here's how you can tell an old pony from a remade pony from the newer pony. So this isn't an original pony. The original ponies, they all have like the normal things. They all have like manes. They all have tails. They all have little things printed on their butts. Sometimes both sides, sometimes one side. This guy's happen to have his tail cut. But here's the thing that you'll work on. Look at the base of the feet. Look at the base of the feet on this one. Do you see any differences? This is your main difference that tells you this is a newer pony. Older ponies, normally the oldest ones in the series have indented feet, and then it's actually marked inside the feet. There you can see made in Hong Kong. And there's actually a year on the other foot. 1985 is on the top foot. So in the indent. Here, there's a lot less of an indent, but this is the giveaway. This giant pink My Little Pony that's on here, this solid pink thing. So this is a newer issue of these. Old pony, new pony. Now, with some of these, I got to see what I can do to clean them. I got to check the tails on them, but there's a lot of these. Like this guy needs a good cleaning. Here's a Christmas pony. Again, these were well loved. Now there's the length the tail's supposed to be, and there is the length on that one. If you ever find a pony, this might be one of them, I'm not sure. This is an old pony. Right. See, indents. This is a see-through pony, but ponies that have all over decoration, damn, that cut tail can be worth sometimes like $100 and more. If they have, they're called, I believe they're called twice as nice ponies. So this is real. I'm going to be looking that one up for sure. Here's a big pony. Here's another thing that makes you know that it's newer. That stamp on it. That's a newer pony. So these guys, little baby pony, again, under the feet. They don't have a concave foot, but they are older. Newer pony. So this whole bag though cost me $6. And this is more of the, if you are a pony person, this is old ponies. This is more what they consider to be friendship is magic ponies. That's what they kind of call them. This is where the ponies and bronies sort of thing came from. These are friendship is magic, which is 2000s. These are the 80s. So could be a good lot there. I thought that was cottontail, but it's not. Again, no bottom, good bottoms. Something completely different. So a good find for $6. I grabbed it because I thought, you know what? Even though I am taking a risk on some of these things, I knew a couple of them looked like they were good. I didn't realize the tails were gone. Fuzzy Louette, fuzzy, or they can be good. Again, part of it is all about the markings on the butt and what actual style pony it is. And within the pony world, there's not only the ponies, but there's also pony friends and all sorts of stuff like that. And if I can think of it, if I got the right, I'm trying to think if the right name of it, it is, I think it's in our research deck. There is a My Little Pony identification. There it is. It's called Strawberry Reef. And this is the site for Strawberry Reef. And you can actually go through here and see all the different things in here. You can go into G1. You can look at them by color. You can look at them by not only by color, but you can actually look at them. I think there might be another site as well. By country, US releases. There might be another one as well that I used before this one, which is might be the Trading Post. So Find My Pony. There's a My Little Pony database. Select the merchandise, G1 ponies, and the color. Like, see, this is even greater. This one. So this is data MLP merch. You can go. I've got a green pony, and the gimmick is it has a Betty by eye, and then submit, and it will go. Okay, there's no pony that's like that, or it'll give you the actual pony. That's a really, really great way of being able to find it. So that is MLP merch, and again, I found that simply by going to Google and typing in My Little Pony identification. So that can help you a lot. There are Facebook groups as well that are like really good for helping people identify stuff. So if you want to go to those, my challenge is always, I always say, I hate seeing people who post stuff into those Facebook groups and the first post they do is, what have I got? How much is it worth? It's like, have you looked anywhere? Have you tried to do anything? It just drives me crazy. Sorry. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, look, I found another baggie that I got more doll furniture. Then what do I got? Oh, here's something I bought that I don't even. Oh no! Oh look, there's more. I got Alien Morph. Another bag of those. This is in my baggie wall haul, so I have to take a look at some of these too. And again, remember what I tell you when we're doing stuff like this is if you have a big batch of stuff like this. The way that we do it is we'll put 10 of these into an auction and start it at $9.99. We'll book this, turn this into 3 or 4 auctions of 10 items. If somebody is interested in this one, because that one is a $200 one, believe me, your bids will go up. There are people who are looking for those exact things. So right now, between this for $3.99 and this one that's open for $4.99, I'm probably going to have like 9 or $10 lots. I won't lose any money on those. I can guarantee you that. Next is something that I found that you have a tendency to be able to find a lot more in, I will say, in the Toronto area and Vancouver area. It seems to, from what I understand, but a lot more in the Toronto area, especially because the Asian population. So there's a lot of things that come that are from Japan or from China that are exclusives to there. And you find some of this stuff that gets donated. And then this was something that I picked up this week, literally. Oh, no, sorry, last week. And I just had to grab it. And I didn't actually, you also, yes, for those, you have to watch for knockoffs. There are a lot of knockoffs out there as well. And that's true. There are Facebook groups for almost everything. I didn't know there was a Go-Go's Facebook group till I looked it up. And that's why I started listing them in the Go-Go's Facebook group.
And again, sometimes you can actually make sales in those groups too.
Well, yeah, that's where my first sale, the $80 for 4 sets of those. So
that's where my $1,000 Oiva Toika little barn owl glass bobby thing sold.
And how many trips did I find all these things? Probably, this is over the course of maybe the past 2.5 months. It's like I may not find any, and then I may find 2 things in 1 week, and then I may not find any again, or I may. So it's just sort of a mix. I just literally have a box downstairs. It's called my Baggie wall haul box, and I don't list unless there's something really like the Go-Go's that I really want to make sure I'm starting to sell. I just throw stuff into there, and this is the first time since I bought it in some cases that I've seen it. Now, some of this stuff again is relatively newer. The doll furniture is older. Those Go-Go bags are actually older because I find Go-Go bags all the time.
Well, we've also been going through our profit pile.
Yeah, we spent a lot of time going through that.
Some bags tucked away.
This was something that I found that was interesting, though, and I didn't look it up. I just grabbed it, and I did try a quick look up, and I couldn't find it. So I thought I'm picking it up anyway. So I'm a fan of vintage dolls, and this was just something I thought looked neat. This is a Sila? I don't know. But here's what got me, that made me interested in it. This is by Tomy. So this is a Japanese issue doll whose name is Sila. And this happens to be Sila's furniture. Now, this one has a check mark, I think. Or no, this says here it's B18, which means B18 is this bed. There was also, and I haven't opened these up with the box set. There's also this, which again is Sila. Again, a doll I've never heard of before. And again, there's the Tomy logo in the bottom corner. So that's one of the other things that I do look for as well is recognizable vintage or older logo. So Tomy,
yeah, we're gonna take a really close look at those. Just because some of them...
Is that sold or is that...
This is Terapeak or product research.
Huh?
The
what?
Pink sectional coffee table and lamp, $275. A red scooter, $250. Mirror chair, blue teddy, $250.
Oh, piano, please be in here. Let's see, is the piano actually in here? When did those sell?
Recently. This is 90 days. Oh no, last 3 years. September, August.
Here's the piano.
Okay.
Now, the only thing I found when I was trying to do a quick look was Sila. And actually, the interesting thing is, Sila is actually an 8-inch doll. So it's not, well, this is brand spanking new.
Woohoo!
And it looks like it will play.
Woohoo!
It's musical. So that's really cute. So that's an interesting fun. But again, I grabbed this.
Elisa says that she thought they were Dollar Tree junk.
No, again, the thing that caught my eye, number one,
the Tomy name.
Number one, the language. Number two, the picture, much more vintagey. And number three, Tomy. I don't think Tomy's around anymore. And then we'll actually look up this one to see if the bed set is in here. So, but yay, $3.99 each. Then I went a little, because they just happen to be there. So one on the wall, probably not all. Well, it wasn't the same, but it was probably donated by the same person. Take a look. These are so adorable. These are Petite Life. And again, it is, you can barely see it. I'm going to open the box. Well, here's a better shot of the stuff that's inside there. It's doll size, mixer, kitchen accessories, and this size has a vacuum and everything like that. So again, there's no Tommy on this, but it is vintage, and I could tell just from the looks of the actual product that's inside it as well. That I thought, and this is more Barbie size. And here's exactly what they stapled through the damn top. So it's
do not search Petite Life on its own.
No, don't search Petite Life on its own. That would not necessarily be a good idea.
It is not a good idea.
So it's just like don't search those fire hose either. Like, but yeah. So this is, see, they stapled the two of them together at the top. Made in Japan.
That's okay. The staples will come out easily.
And I think the company might be Pip. I don't know. But again, very cute. But this is the nice thing about this is Barbie sized. So I've got to take a look at that because it does look like it's been opened and possibly played with. And this was $7.99. Look at that record player.
Machine.
Oh my God, that record player is so cute. I might even break these up and sell these individually in one of my Whatnot shows to vintage Barbie collectors because that's how cool those are.
It's funny that Value Village puts the toys in suffocation warning bags, but they put pointy staples through the bags to sell them. I agree. I've stapled or I've pricked my finger more than once on a staple.
Sometimes I pick up stuff because I know it's older and it's recognizable, and this is something. And again, they did the staple thing, but I had to grab these. This was $3.99, and this is a little PVC Sailor Moon figures. And I couldn't get to the thing I don't like is I can't get to the inside, so I couldn't see when they were made. But I do recognize Sailor Jupiter on one and Sailor Mars on the other. And it's Irwin Toys, and I know Irwin Toy in Canada made these because it's PVC and because they're still in their packaging. I know they're at least going to be worth $10 to $15. So for the pair of them, I didn't mind paying the $3.99 for them. Again, I'll have to look these up, but people do like, especially to have these for display in their original packages. Let's see what else I got here. I did that. I did that one. I did that one. Again, I always try and look for something in that toy sort of area, if I can, Barbie related. I love it. A couple of the ones that are near me have either bags of clothing. I kind of know a little bit about some of the clothes, so I can kind of look at it and go, those look newer, those look vintagey. But then I see something like this, and I know it's not all real Barbie. This was $4.99, but it was a baggie filled with all sorts of. And I know that there's some vintage stuff inside here in terms of the actual pieces that are in here because I do recognize a couple. This is
the green pilgrim shoe a squishy shoe?
There's a vintage Busy Barbie record player. There's a vintage Barbie phone. That's right there. Some of the shoes are fake. Some of the shoes are. No, it's not a squishy, but these might be, no, that's a knockoff. This is a hard buckle.
Okay.
But it has the two holes in the bottom. But again, Barbie collectors still like these hard buckle ones because they're shoes that are hard to find in the original. So this whole baggie here is a bunch of stuff that's in it that cost me $5. And I'm pretty sure that I can easily make that $5 back. There's what I could see as well. That Barbie thing. So I knew the bag had a tendency. So if you can, and you see a bag you can't see a lot in, but you recognize one or two things, generally, this is my rule of thumb, this all got donated together by one person. They threw a box in, they threw a bag in, they threw a shoe box, and that's what the Value Village did. They just took the stuff and dumped it in here because pretty well, even these as knockoffs, they're in the same era. I know because I happen to be a Barbie collector. they're in that 70s era. So it's likely I grabbed this because I could see one thing or two things in here that I knew there was a good likelihood that I could at least get my $5 back. And I will get my $5 back just on that little Barbie TV alone if I was selling that on its own, which I probably will. Again, I do this on Whatnot, on Barbie accessory shows. We've got a couple of those coming up. It's so many bags of vintage Barbie clothes, and you're scared of. Don't be scared. Just take a couple of minutes. Do one or look at what Google image, one or two items every once in a while, and then that's it. Hyder picked up a similar lot for free. You may need some advice. Yeah, and by the way, if you are a Kennel Club member like Hyder, you send me pictures. I'll tell you as much as I can about it. Just send me a message from the Facebook group. You can send us a message, or you can send it here in YouTube, but it's easier to send it in Facebook, and then I will help you. And if you're going to be buying something and you're at a store and I'm around and I got my phone open and it's not 8 a.m. in the morning at my time, and you go, because then I'll be asleep, and you say, is this worth buying? But again, if it's something that's under the cost of your daily latte, take the risk. Speaking of risk versus reward, that's actually going to be the focus of our show next week. We're going to do a show that is all about risk versus reward. And the reason that we look at sometimes with that is it's because you just never know. When we're selling, a lot of people here, we sell collectibles or we sell thrifted items. So we don't sell something like bread. We don't sell a necessity. We sell things that we find from whatever source we find it. It could be anything from older stuff to newer stuff. It could be a Dollar Tree or things like that that you can find, or it could at Dollaramas, things like that. You could be flipping stuff with arbitrage, as we call it. Well, retail arbitrage. But when we're doing a lot of stuff like that, arbitrage is a little less, in some cases can be a little less of a risk, but anything you're doing, there's a risk and there's a reward to it. This weekend is the launch of the Hallmark second wave, their fall wave of Hallmark ornaments. Now, there's a number of ornaments in there that are going to be really good to flip. But the thing is, there's a risk to that because you might have to buy ornaments for $10, $12, $15, $20, $50. So that's what we're going to talk a lot more about next week. But I'm going to show you one that's a baggy wall. And I don't know whether my risk is going to be worth my reward. I walked by a baggy wall and I saw this. Now, I am a doll guy, right? I do sell doll stuff all the time. But one of the things I've told people is to avoid, like the plague, I have told them to avoid and told you guys to avoid. Stay away from OMG, stay away from LOL dolls, stay away from Rainbow High, stay away from all those things that are out right now. They're just like so many of them. I mean, we were at a garage sale last summer, Rick, or it was in May, and there was a woman who literally had a huge tub filled to the brim with OMG dolls. Yep. And they all look barely played with. There must have been $50 or $60 in that bin, Rick. And then there was a bin beside it with clothing and everything like that. And she wanted like $5 a doll. And I thought, oh my God. And then I grabbed a couple of them. I Google imaged them. And then I found they were selling brand new in the boxes for 10. So they're not necessarily worth a lot. So then what do? I see one of these things on the wall. I go, oh, look, it's an LOL doll. I don't usually buy LOL surprise dolls. It's cute, and it looks like it's got some of its accessories. Look, it's got accessories. So there's one there. Oh, there's another bag. Oh, there's another bag. So what do? I grabbed every bag. I don't know whether I should have.
I don't think you should have. I wasn't there to say, no, you ain't buying that.
No, you weren't there. So this is my risk versus reward. I am thankful that I had a 20% off coupon. So each one of these is $4.99. In each one, there were 2. So it cost me $4. And then I have to now look all these little buggers up. And each one they're going to be Google imaging them all. So it's going to be a quick Google image on them. And then I'm going to be like, this has got a little hat. her little drink cup, her little solo cup. Oops. I don't know if it's worth anything because she says that. These are all in amazing shape. So it looks like the kids who open them, because these are by LOL Surprise. It means that when they open them, they had no idea. They bought this as a sealed little ball and didn't, when they got home, they opened it and went, this is what I got. For all I know, every single thing in here is, I had that one, Mommy, already. Well, I did take a look at a couple of these online, and unfortunately, I mean, they're cute, kind of scary. They're cute, but like, have you seen my cat? Never mind. Yeah, cute, but I don't even know if this is the right little world ball for this one. Unfortunately, they're worth maybe $5 each, if I'm lucky. So I'm hoping to sell these. I'm going to try and do them as a Whatnot show with a doll show that's coming up on Whatnot and see if I can get $5 for each. If I can, then I've made some money back on them, maybe $1 or $2. But yeah, Charmaine's. I got one 8 months ago and sold it a few weeks ago. So it took 8 months to sell that. Yeah, that says the guy that sells Monster High. Yeah, but $4.99. You don't think they'll go? I don't know. Heather says she has a whole bin of those. The big ones sell. Yeah.
There are so many that have sold at 99-cent auctions, $1.25 auctions.
Hoping that things like the little Hershey Kisses one, like if I can find, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 bags that I paid $4 a piece. So 9 times 4 is 36. I have 18 of them in, so $2 each. If I can make $36 from one, if there's one rare one, then I'm okay. Otherwise, this will probably end up in a max sold.
Well, no, we could save them for next year for Halloween to drop in little girls' bags.
We're not. I don't drop everything into little girls' bags.
Just the doll, not the ball.
No,
you
I
can
know
keep your
the doll, not the ball. I wasn't gonna. Yeah, I'm not gonna drop the hose into somebody's little bag. This was another. I got 2 last things to show you in here that are from the Baggie wall. One of them, which is actually 3 quick things. No, hold that one. This was something I have no idea. Again, sometimes I buy stuff just because it's like, $2.99. And I bought them because I saw that. I thought, this is interesting. It's a batch of Disney postcards. And I don't know what else is in here because I can't see everything in there. But they're Disney Classics, which is the ceramics that they make. So let's see if I did another thing where I don't get a coffee. Every one of the things I buy that I can't, that means with the LOL dolls, it means I can't have a coffee now. I can't have a latte for like a week because of that. Okay, so what do we got here? This is a fabulous stationery set. Ooh, garbage. This is, I'm having a party. No, I'm not having a party. But what is this? This is, okay, these are who knows? These might be interesting. I don't know what I'm going to do with them. Snoring Cat. Disney postcards. So these are Mickey's Fire Brigade, and there's a bunch of these, and these are from the Walt Disney Classic Collection. So these are unused postcards. This is another batch of Thumper. And they were stamped, unfortunately, Wilson watch and jewelry. And this is a bunch of Pinocchio. I think this is a guy from Pinocchio. You will make lots of money for me. Yeah, so this is from the Pinocchio series. So again, I don't know. $2.99. Sell Mickey's Fire Brigade with the fire hose on these. I don't know. I don't know. Good thought. Yeah, but I don't know if I'll go like that. And then finally, and this is just, again, one more thing. I just look up these things afterwards in a lot of cases, but I'm just not going to pass them by. And this is a little baggie of what I believe to be Kinder Toys. So in Canada, some people may be familiar with the fact Kinder has not been allowed. I don't even know if they're still allowed in the
No,
state.
they're allowed now.
They're allowed now, but they
Yeah.
never used to be. And I actually see Kinder toys a lot, and there are people who do like them. Well, this was what I thought was interesting, because this Kinder bag looked like it was filled with Disney Kinders. So that for $2.99 looks like there's a bunch of little Disney. So it's the characters, and there's a Dalmatian in there. There's a Stitch. If I can get him. There's a Stitch. So I don't know what is in each one of these. I have to, again, open this thing up. There is a piece of paper inside as well that shows me how you build them. Now, in some cases, again, you can find that these are really hard, depending upon when this was actually built and when it was issued. There could be people that are Disney people that are like, oh my God, you have the Disney Kinder things. I mean, right now, I don't know if you happen to be a McDonald's person, but there are McDonald's Crocs. And if you happen to be in the Montreal area, here's my tip for the night. If you happen to be in the Montreal area or Quebec area, there are Crocs, these little Crocs that come with the Happy Meal, that are only available in Quebec. Nowhere else in the world. And I've seen them selling the little Croc that sells for $2 for between $25 and $35 US. Selling multiples, because the people in the States only had 8 Crocs. There were different Crocs in Europe. There were other Crocs in Montreal. There's other Crocs in Australia. So there's people who are like, I must have everything. I must have everything. It's crazy how people go about those things. So if you do, look for those Crocs, especially at Carl's and Ottawa. There's
just go across the river.
There's a specific Croc that you have to look for. So you have to look for the Quebec Croc. Oh, you have them all from the US. I don't know if they were in the UK. I guess they were. I didn't think about doing it. I should have done a special thing for everybody on the Kennel Club. I should have done, here's another one from the Kennel Club. I did do one recently, but yeah, road trip. Took them back.
Craig, I found something down here that. Do you remember these?
Oh, God. They weren't toys. Okay, they are Baggie wall. They,
like
yeah.
$1.99. I think you bought them, what, 4 years ago, 5 years ago?
Down and why did I buy $1.99? Show it. You took it away too fast, Rick. You got to show exactly what it is. It's a Baggie package of sample vintage Tampax.
Yes.
And I think at the Baggie wall, I did buy about 8 or 9 of those baggies. Which is about $20 because they're only $2 a piece.
Now, you did list them just as the pandemic started.
Yes, I did.
And eBay pulled the listing saying that you cannot sell these because we think you are price gouging.
Yeah. But I have seen them sell actually when I just recently, because we only found those in a box about a week ago. And I actually have seen people who bought them and they are selling for, I think we've got it. We might have even listed them now. And we've listed them. If we have, it's like that $1.99 baggie I'm listing for like $30.
Yeah.
So your new screenshot is Rick next with Tampax next to your head.
Hooray.
So remember, keep your eyes open. You never know what you'll find in the toy section, like those fire hose undies. But,
or on the Baggie.
Or in your great way to end the show. No,
what is
keep your eyes open.
Your profit pile.
Keep your eyes open for stuff that looks vintage, foreign languages, are things that you recognize from a long time ago, like Irwin, old Mattel logos. Start and get yourself familiar a little bit with what does an old logo look like or a new logo. And again, even if you're looking at something like Littlest Pet Shops or Crazy Bones, or in this case, My Little Ponies, take that little extra step and look at our research deck. If you're a member of the Kennel Club, there's a research deck that tells you about 45 different places that you can look for great information that we use all the time. You can take a look at them and see things, so you'll find out how easy it is to look at a bag and go, that bag is not worth any money because every one of the ponies has a pink dot on it. That bag is worth money because those ponies have flat or curved feet, and that's in 1982. So hopefully you'll find some ideas on things you might want to pick up when you're out there searching your baggy walls. You might find stuff that's different. You might find stuff that you're going to risk buying 50, 60, 70, 300 of something just to hopefully make your money back. And that's what we're going to talk about all next week, risk versus reward. So thanks to everybody who's joined us here. Hopefully give us a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed and you're joining us after the fact, subscribe. And don't forget, you can ask us any questions you have afterwards. Just post easily into under the YouTube as a comment, or you can meet us over at the Facebook group, which is facebook.com/groups/Canadian resellers. Thanks again to everybody over here, especially all of those who are members of the Kennel Club. For $3 a month, we hopefully we give you a lot of information that may at least cover your $3. And especially if you use things like Crosslist Magic, which we just had somebody ask us about, which is an amazing cross-listing program that we use. And if you try that, you can look at cross-listing from and to every platform under the sun. And we got you a 50% discount and the first 7 days for free. So you save $15 there. That's enough to pay for us for 3 months. So again, thank you for joining us. Thank you, Rick, for helping me here today. And thanks to everybody.
I wasn't much help. I'm sorry.
See you. Huh?
That wasn't much help. I'm sorry.
You were a little bit of help. Thank you.
Wah, wah, wah.
So thanks to everybody. And we will see you again next week in our risk versus reward show. We're going to talk a lot more about how much you want to risk and for how much you want to risk it.
I'll make sure I nap first.
Thank you. Some of them are your risks.
Oh, okay.
They better be.
Eeps.